Hey, it's Kyle Shannon with the AI Learning Lab. I am back after a week of detention. I was sent to the corner by TikTok. Anyway, hello, Emilio's wife, or Emilio's wife. I hope you're all well. This is the AI Learning Lab. If you have questions about AI, feel free to drop me a line. Like I said, I'm back after a week off, and good evening. And I'm going to try doing something different tonight. Before, I've been trying to answer everyone's questions. I think I'm just going to answer whatever I see most recently, and then if I miss some, I miss some, and then I'll just try to keep it active. So I'm still kind of new to the live game. I've got 3 subscribers. I put a goal of 13 subscribers. So if you want to be notified when I go live to talk about AI crap, feel free to pop it in there. Anyway, this is the AI Learning Lab. Emilio's wife is already amazed with AI and wants to know more. Join the club. I've been obsessed with this stuff I've been incredibly curious for about a year and obsessed for about 6 months. And, to the point that I started a TikTok channel, which is insanity. And I started a newsletter, and I'm completely re-architecting my business. And I can't keep up with it. It's impossible to keep up with, but it's absolutely wild. So I know a lot of people are just joining. So this is the AI Learning Lab. Ask any questions that you want about AI. I'll do my best to answer them. The reason I have that URL on screen, that's an image that I created in Stable Diffusion. Here, let me art project called Kyle Shannon Dreams, and it's one that I just love the image, and it's the kind of thing that I would have created had I had the talent. And then Stable Diffusion and Midjourney now give me the talent that I never had on the drawing front. Use the question feature. How do I use the question feature? Hypness factor? I, I, I don't know what to do. All right, I'm going to use the question feature. Let me see. All right, I don't see it in my 3 dots. What's that? Interact? Is it interact? I don't know. Tell me how to use the question feature. If you have questions about AI, pop them in there. If you've never used ChatGPT, that's the official URL. You can. There's now an official iOS app called. Thank you, Hallucinate. I know. I need help. Right? It's pathetic. It's elder talk. What are you gonna do? Old guys trying to be on TikTok. This is pathetic. Cheers. Gen X, bitter? You betcha. If you have questions about AI, give me an ask. If you've never tried ChatGPT, go to that URL. That's the official website. Start playing. I can show you stuff. I can answer questions. Feel free to share the live. Gen X here. Go Gen X. I think that AI is going to be good for us older folk because as the tools start to execute the tactical bits for us, what's really needed is kind of experience and critical thinking and curation and taste. And I think we've got that. Like, the longer you've been on the planet, you just have more of that. So that I'm excited about. How can I use AI with confidential information? So you can use it in a couple of ways. You can. There are a lot of open source large language models that you can install on a local machine. There's one called, hang on, let me go look for it. I'm like surfing and don't know what I'm doing. I sing and hum and do stupid shit. So you're going to have to deal with that. But let me go see if I can find this. There is, I think it's called GPT for All. Yeah. GPT4all.io. And what this is, there's a Windows installer, an OS X installer, and a Unix Ubuntu. I never know how to say that installer. And you can choose which large language models to install. There's a bunch of them out there. I'm trying to think. The MPT 7B one, why I know that is beyond me. But if you use this, you're not making any calls to the internet. You're actually installing it on your local machine, and then the large language model is just being run locally. So anything secure that you want to do with it is just being done locally. If you want to get geekier and go deeper, you can do things like LangChain and set up a virtual machine on Google Colab or on some other tool like that, and do that. So hopefully that helps. And let me go back to this crafty little bugger. That's the official ChatGPT URL. Do you think... Oh, crap, I just lost that question. Sorry. Hold, please. Hold. We'll be back. Carry on. Do you think the owner of ChatGPT is saying to slow down on AI for its own business purpose? So the owner of ChatGPT did not say to slow down. Elon Musk and a bunch of other AI scientists and things like that called for a 6-month pause in AI innovation. And a week after Elon Musk called for a 6-month pause in innovation, he accepted a delivery of 10,000 GPUs and started a competitor to ChatGPT. So I'm not saying he was just doing it to slow down the competition, but no one's going to slow down. This stuff is moving too fast. So to give you some perspective about how quickly this stuff is going, I was there for the early days of the World Wide Web. I started one of the first digital agencies in the mid '90s, the World Wide Web, to get to 100 million users, took 6 years. 6 years from whatever it was, 91 or 92, when Tim Berners-Lee invented it, to 100 million users. 6 years. ChatGPT, 6 weeks to 100 million users. So this stuff's moving fast. I would like to see ChatGPT merge with Midjourney. That would be cool. Do you hate when dumb people talk about it taking over the world because they can't understand? Well, I don't know that they're dumb. They might be ignorant about what AI is and how it works. I think that we also have 50 years of Hollywood telling us that the robots are going to kill us. So I think everyone's default, just at least in America, the default is the robots are going to kill us. They're going to steal our jobs. It's going to screw things up. And there's a justifiable fear here, because these models, these large language models are so capable. There is going to be massive disruption. So I don't hate it when people... here's what I hate. I hate when people have very strong opinions that actually haven't used the tools. Like, I don't mind you hating on AI, being scared of it, saying it's gonna eat our lunch, if you've actually used them, and if you actually take the time to understand how they work and to educate other people. Then I don't care what opinion you have. I think some people are going to hate them, some are going to love them. I happen to be I have what I was accused of having adorable optimism on a panel I was on, and I'll take that. I don't mind that label. What's up, man? Finishing up tutorial using ChatGPT for deform animations tonight. Cool, man. That's really cool. By the way, if you're like, hey, where were you for a week? I was in the corner. I got TikTok detention. They told me I was a bad boy. They didn't tell me what I said. I don't remember what I said, but I obviously said some word that was on the evil list, and it just went boop. And then I appealed it, and they said no, but you can have it back in a week. So I'm back. So cheers, everybody. Subscribe if you haven't. I have a goal of 13 subscribers. I have 3 right now. I don't know why you would subscribe to this, but you can help me hit my goal. All right, I'm gonna just jump down to the bottom a bit here. Okay, Emilio's wife. Oh, someone's trolling me? Thanks for defending me, Emilio's wife. My name's Mike Hawk. Can I get a shout out? Hi, Mike Hawk. I wonder where we'll be in 1 year's time. I wonder what it will be like in another 5. That's a great question. Yeah, in a year's time, I think that these are just complete speculation and guessing. I think that we will have like an easier way to access autonomous agents. We'll have like agents that go do stuff for us. I think Apple could be someone that launches that. So Apple's got a big event coming up in June. They've already announced that they're launching voice cloning as part of the next iOS update, which is really interesting. So I'd be able to clone my voice and then send voice messages just by texting them, or there's reasons that could be really good and interesting. But if they actually turn those agents into things that can perform actions for us, so I think there'll be agents. I think that the political season is going to be insane with misinformation and clones and deep fakes and all that. Like, it's just going to be bonkers. It's going to be bonkers. And I think that within a year, ChatGPT-like capabilities are literally going to be everywhere. It's going to be in all the Microsoft products. It's going to be in all the Google products. It's going to be in all the screenwriting software. Adobe's Firefly, all the little tools that they're testing out with Firefly will likely get rolled into Photoshop and Illustrator and all that sort of stuff. So I just think we're going to see this stuff's going to be quite ubiquitous. And then I think the next 5 years it's going to start to be like really significant scientific advancement, including these large language models. They're going to get absolutely crazy. Take up a lot of space, ? Do I take up a lot of space? Yeah, I'm fairly beefy. I take up a fair amount of space. Musk is just jealous. Yeah, Musk is jealous. Musk is pissed off. Well, because Musk put $50 million. He started OpenAI. He came up with the name. And he's like, I want this to be open source. And they're like, no, we need to raise more money. We're going to bring in Microsoft as a partner. We're going to turn it into a for-profit company, even though it's a fixed profit company. And I don't know if any of you heard this, but when Sam Altman was testifying to Congress, it doesn't sound like he's got any ownership in OpenAI, which I find baffling. But maybe it's true. I use a lot of AI, but I'm also heeding the warning of foundational experts in the field. Yeah, like Tim, what's his name? Hinton? No, Jeffrey Hinton. Jeff Hinton? Godfather of AI. Saying that this stuff is scary. Yeah, naughty. I know, I was naughty. I got booted. I got kicked into the corner. I think I might do the same for my work. Okay, wait. It's cut a lot of time out of my work. Outlines, rough drafts, summarizing. Yeah, that kind of stuff it's brilliant for. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. If you have any questions about AI, just drop them in the comments. I'm doing my best to keep up with them. Take your time to learn how to communicate with it. If you're new to ChatGPT, that's the URL for it right there. I don't have any affiliation with them. That's the official site. There's just a lot of scam sites out there, so I don't want people to get scammed. A good way to start thinking about ChatGPT is to think about it as like a collaborative assistant. Rather than thinking, I put in the perfect prompt and get back the perfect answer, start thinking about it more like, no, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to start talking to it like right now I need to write a paper. And so it's going to be my writing assistant. It's going to help me clarify my outline and rearrange the outline. And then it's going to help me flesh out the outline. And then maybe it'll give me an idea for an opening paragraph. And then I'll go run off and do some work. Then I'll come back. And if you go back and forth with it like that, you learn how to prompt, but you also you'll start to get that this is a very different kind of interaction than a Google search. This is not just you put in a single thing and you get back an answer. It is much more like you've got access to, I don't know, 80% of the knowledge of humanity at your fingertips. What are you going to do with it? And you can do a lot. It's just remarkable. All right, it's staggering how it helps you comb your way to a result. That's exactly what it feels like, right? Like my experience with ChatGPT and with all the large language models, other than Bard, which sucks right now, is that I'll kind of have a whisper of an idea, like a very vague idea, and I'll go, oh, let me try to jump in with ChatGPT, and I'll jump in and say, I kind of have this vague idea, and boom, out will come like a fully fleshed out version of it, and I'm like, oh, no, that's not quite it. And then I'll say, change it this way. Boom, out it comes. Oh, that's really good. And then that'll give me some ideas. And I'm like, well, wait, I remember, some, I don't know, quote that sort of sounded like this. What was that quote? And it'll go, oh, that quote was said by this person, and here's the exact quote. By the way, if you're a part of GPT Plus, you now have access to web browsing and plugins. And so web browsing, so if you haven't used ChatGPT up to this point was not connected to the internet. So if you asked it something about current events, it would basically just say, my knowledge ends at September 2021. But now that this is connected to the internet, I'll show you a cool thing here. So I'm in Denver right now, and it's really smoky out. So why is it smoky in Denver? ? And it's going to tell us. So what that says, you can't quite see it. It says browsing the web. And then it rewrote what I asked for to do a search. And now it's clicked on a link. And I think you can open this up. Some of them you can actually see what it's doing. So it went to the Denver Post. And it says it's thinking. So I assume that means it's summarizing the article. And hopefully here, dun, 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 dun. The smoke in Denver is due to numerous wildfires burning in Western Canada, particularly in the province of Alberta. These fires have been burning dry vegetation, leading to 1,800 square miles being burned, which is 10 times the norm for this time of year. So this is giving me a really long answer. I mean, what's interesting about ChatGPT and these large language models is they're not always consistent in how they respond. I asked this question right before I went on live, and it gave me a single sentence. It's smoky in Denver because of fires in Western Canada. That was it. That just wrote me a novel about climate change and how things are bad. Plugins. Yeah, plugins are very cool. The plugins are a little they're a little raw. They're a little janky, as they say. Let me see if I can show you how to do that. Then you get this little drop-down menu right here. And these are the ones I've got installed, but you can go to the plugin store. And there are... Why do I only have 2 pages of plugins? Oh, that's popular. Let me look at all of them. Hold. Okay, I've got 14. Oh, wow, they added more. I've got 32 pages, 32 times 4, 120 plugins. So tasty recipes, rental search. There's a bunch of new ones in here. Did they add search yet? No, there's no search. You can't search for plugins. So you literally have to just click page by page. It's up to 32 pages now. Creature generator. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I'm going to install this. Okay, so it's called Creature Generator. Creates a random creature from an image it for use in role-playing games. Okay, so I've installed it. So now what you do, you leave the store and you go to this little drop-down menu. And I've got Zapier turned on. I'm going to turn that off. So you can use up to 3 plugins in a session, basically. And I'm going to go turn on Creature Generator. And then I'll say, make me a dragon for a new D&D game that breathes fire and lives in a cave, because I'm not creative. All right. Now let's see what it does. Now it should fire up. Yeah, so it says using Creature Generator. So what the plugins do is they send your prompt to OpenAI. OpenAI then figures out, it kind of parses what you asked for, and then the plugin, and then it basically says, do any of the plugins I have installed do what was just asked? And then it sends a thing, and it wrote some code. So it wrote, Name, cave crawler. Cave crawlers are small arthropod-like creatures that inhabit the underground. Hit points 30, speed 30, strength 8, dexterity 18. And then now it's creating, I think it created the image. And then hopefully it'll actually display the image. But that might just be a link to it. We'll see. We'll see when this finishes. Hopefully it's some cool dragon. So I assume what they're doing is that's just, yeah, oh cool. Not really a dragon. It's more like a bed bug gone bad than a dragon. So I assume that means they're using DALL-E 2 because DALL-E 2's gotta. Well, first of all, DALL-E 2's crappy. But anyway, that's how plugins work. They're pretty cool. Okay. Your screen reminds me of when I wrote BASIC on a Radio Shack computer. Yeah, that was my first computer in 1977 was a Radio Shack Trash 80. I learned BASIC on it as well. All right. Da, 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 da. Do all the plugins come with Plus? Yes. And you can even go find other ones. It was smoky here just a couple of days ago. Cool, Joe. Well, not cool, but I'm glad it cleared up. I send it transcripts of discussions and it turns it into cohesive content. Here's another cool thing. Okay. Frustrated with the 4,000 token limit and you try to paste a transcript in and it's too long and it fails for you. Go to poe.com, poe.com, which has a bunch of different models that you can choose from. You can also create chatbots on your own. But looky here at this. Claude Instant 100K. So you have to be a subscriber. I think it's $20 a month. So I know, yet another $20 subscription. There's just going to be, thousands of these things. Hang on, I might have someone here picking something up. Anyway, with 100,000 token limit with Claude Instant, you can put in up to 75,000 words. So you could literally copy and paste a novel into the chat window and start asking it questions about the novel. So pretty amazing. Okay. You have to treat it like an employee. Yes, you do. How did you do that? Teach us. How did I do what? Emilio's wife. I don't know what I did. Tell me what I did, and I'll teach you. What did I do? What did I do? Could it have written a more elaborate response because it was second time you asked? No, it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't have memory like that. It doesn't have memory across sessions. It's got kind of memory within a session, and then OpenAI is using some of what we contribute to a fine-tuning model, but it does not have memory across sessions. You'd have to use something like LangChain and a vector database to start. There will be things like this that do have memory in the future. We're just early right now. They don't have memory like that. Do all the plugins come with Plus? Yes. Cool and scary thought. Okay, it's easy to get overwhelmed. So many apps and tools popping up. Tips on solid info sources. I've got a newsletter called Everyday AI that's free. It's not a sales pitch. But if you go to, it's at beehiiv.com, beehiiv.com. And we're up to issue 19. We started it back in December. There's like every issue has got some commentary on what went on in the week. And then like this week, here come the robots, here come the profits. Elon Musk basically said in the shareholder meeting that he thinks that the total addressable market for personal robots is one robot per human being on Earth. So he said it's like 10.7 billion robots is what we're going to sell. And he goes, maybe 2 per person. so yeah, it's Elon. So that's a good source. Rachel Woods here on TikTok. I think her channel is called the AI Exchange. She's good. There's a guy on YouTube. He's okay. He's a little, I don't know, plasticky for me, named Matt Wolf, but he puts out a lot of content and it's got good information in it. Oh, someone was just complaining that that thing didn't give me what I wanted. It wasn't a dragon. That's probably because they used Dali and Dali sucks. The other thing about getting overwhelmed is it's absolutely overwhelming right now. So what I've done, like even though I'm doing this newsletter and I've got this channel and I'm trying to learn all this shit, I I've really just limited what I use it for to kind of ChatGPT and image things, and then an occasional specific tool. Like if I need music, I'll go spin up some music. I'll go figure out a tool and spin it up. One of the best things, if you really want to geek out and keep ahead of this stuff, is Futurepedia.io. I know there's a couple of these out there, but Futurepedia.io is a directory of AI tools, and they're all categorized. There's music tools and graphics tools and writing tools and and there's too many a day to keep up with. But if you want to kind of try to geek out, you can do it there. I pay the $20 for ChatGPT. It saves me so many hours and stress. I'm self-employed. Yeah, I'm telling you, these tools are they're like talent amplifiers, right? So if you're good at whatever, copywriting, project management, consulting, whatever it might be, ChatGPT, it really does amplify what you can do. It speeds it up. It allows you to go deeper, and it allows you to speed it up or go more quickly. Wait, I said speed it up. It speeds it up. You can go more quickly. Oh, and it sort of gives you new ideas. You can kind of live at a higher strategic level when you work with it. I think it's a remarkable thing. All the plugins. How did I do that? Okay, so Emilio's wife, I will go back and do this for you because you're awesome. So, if you're a part of ChatGPT Plus, which is that little yellow thing beside ChatGPT, you'll have GPT 3.5. That's their original model, and then you'll have GPT 4. In order to get to those, so you have to pay the $20 a month to get ChatGPT Plus. In order to get to those, you have to enable them. So you go to your name and you click on Settings. And then in Settings, you've got General Settings, you've got Data Controls. By the way, if you don't want your stuff to be used by OpenAI and you don't want it to retain a history, which is where some of the security holes are, you can turn off chat history and training. But if you turn that off, you'll lose all your chat history. So make sure you hit the export data button first. Okay, so that's a thing you can do here. The other thing you can do here is beta features, and you turn on web browsing and plugins. And once you have those turned on, now when you go to GPT-4, you can use the default mode, which is just normal GPT-4 without access to the internet. You can use web browsing mode, which is now it'll search the internet. And then you can use plugin mode, and it'll pop up this little menu here. And so these are the ones that I've got installed. But you can only activate one of 3 per session. So you sort of figure out, okay, like here's one called Ask Your PDF, where you can upload a PDF to it. Here's one on music notation. Here's one on business information. There's the creature generator, which sucked, created a shitty creature. There's Kayak, there's Klarna Shopping. So these are the ones I have installed. And at the very bottom of this list is the thing to the plugin store. And that's where you can go find all of the, like if I put new, it'll show me what's new here. So here's, Prompt Perfect is really cool. I'll show you Prompt Perfect. Okay, so if you don't have it installed, you install it. So I already installed Prompt Perfect. So we're going to go back out. And it says no plugins enabled. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to find Prompt Perfect. I'm going to turn it on. And what it says is type perfect to craft the perfect prompt every time. This is actually really cool. So I'm going to put in a prompt here. What am I going to say? I'm going to write a crappy prompt. I'm going to write the crappy prompt of help me design a garden for Denver. Oh, wait. And before the prompt, you have to type the word perfect. So if you type the word perfect at the beginning of the prompt, when you have that plugin installed, and I say perfect, help me design a garden for Denver. Like that doesn't. Let's see let's say the Denver climate. So that's a pretty crappy prompt. And so because I typed perfect at the beginning of it, it's now going to fire up that plugin. It should. Yep, using prompt perfect, so it figured it out. Good. And now I can open it if I want to see what's going on. So it looks like ChatGPT is really slow right now. But it says text help me. So I think what it's doing now, it's going to rewrite what I wrote, and then it's going to rewrite it. Yeah, so that was my text. And now Prompt Perfect is going to take that, and they're going to use whatever algorithm they did. So can you assist me on creating a garden that is well suited for climatic conditions in Denver? I'm looking for guidance on the most appropriate plants, layout, and maintenance practices that will thrive in the particular environment. And then it answers the prompt. So basically behind the scenes, it's improving your prompt. So that's one plugin, and there's like 120 of them now. So hope that helps. Am I the only one crazy one taking notes in these lives? I thank you. That's a compliment. I think that means there's good information here, or I'm saying stuff that you're going to blackmail me on later. But I am trying to do my best. I really am trying to help. This is the AI Learning Lab, and that's what it's all about. So, okay. This is going to be so helpful. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, all the plugins, how to do that. I did that. Okay. What's the website I just mentioned? Futurepedia.io. I think that's the one you're asking about. Is this it? Where is it? There it is. For ChatGPT, but all the tools. Okay. Can you tell us the Beehive again? Beehive thing again. So Beehive is a newsletter hosting service. So it's HIIV.com. So it's not HIVE, it's HIIV.com because they're annoying. So if you go to everydayai.beehive.com, that's where our newsletter is, and you can sign up for that, and you will have all of the content. And we just put one out today where we talk about, what do we talk about today? We talked about Sam Altman speaking to Congress. We have a link to that video. We talked about the EU regulations on AI. We talked about all the ChatGPT updates, including the new iOS app. There's a new official iOS app. We talked about Elon Musk thinking that his robots are going to make him lots of money and do lots of things good in the world. A medical large language model is outperforming doctors and a bunch of other stuff. So, and then we have like cool eye candy stuff, like, cool tweets and things from Mid-Journey artists and things like that. That's a cool one. That one's pretty. So that's what's at Everyday AI. Oh, Futurepedia is made by Matt Wolf. Cool. Is it? That's cool. Yeah, I mean Matt Wolf's good. He's just a little slick, but that's coming from a guy who is what would be the opposite of slick, whatever this is. Oh man. Wait, we can blackmail you? I'd never considered that. Yeah, just ask ChatGPT. It'll help you write up the letter. All right. How can I learn? I'm new here. Okay. So this is why I do this. So I think the best way to learn right now is just go to that address. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm not making any money on this. I don't care if you use it or not. But if you really want to learn AI, best thing to do is start using it. So chat.openai.com. That's the official ChatGPT website. You go there. It's really quite simple. Once you sign in, it's just at the bottom of the screen, and I can say, explain why the sky is blue as if Shakespeare said it. And then it will start That doesn't look like Shakespeare. Oh, yeah. Oh, fair beholder, cast thine eyes toward yonder heavens and marvel at the ethereal hue that adorns its vast expanse. So just start playing with it and start. The best thing that I can say to do about how to get up to speed on ChatGPT and how it works is pick two projects, one for yourself personally. So that might be come up with an exercise plan or a meal plan for the week, or you want to know about a game that you forgot about when you were a kid and you want all the details of it. And then do another project for someone else. Do it for someone at work or do it for someone like, in your community or in your family. It might be write a marketing plan for your business. Just start interacting with it like you have a remote worker named ChatGPT that just happens to know all the stuff in the world. And you can ask it to do anything. The other cool thing that you can do with ChatGPT is you can do things like make me a table comparing annual and perennial plants that will grow in Denver. And so there you go. Like, how long was that? Like 4 seconds? So not only did it give me recommendations of annuals and perennials in Denver. But by the way, I hate gardening. It drives me crazy. It's too much work. But I have been out there. We've got some raised beds. We're growing tomatoes and peppers and things like that. But it formatted that table for me automatically. You can also my big breakthrough with ChatGPT was write me a Python application that determines the circumference of a circle after asking me the radius. I also hate math, but there's your Python code. So it's going to import a math library, and then it writes the code for me to do that, and then it explains what it actually did. So the depth of knowledge of ChatGPT is it's essentially impossible to comprehend. So how they trained it was they basically turned it loose on all of the public internet, right? So all of Wikipedia, all of the blogs, all of the websites, all of everything that isn't behind a password is what these things are trained on. And so it just knows a lot. And then they've tuned it to be very capable with things like coding and logic and all sorts of things like that. So hopefully that helps. Do I really garden, or will you pay a gardener? I do not pay gardeners. I apparently just like to bitch. so I garden, but I just complain about it the whole time. Oh, I also had it make me an hour-by-hour schedule with my workouts, meditation, skincare, work, etc. That's pretty cool. I had it write poetry in iambic pentameter. Yeah, if you go to po.com/IamShakespeare, and that's a bot that I made. You can make your own bot on po.com. It's pretty cool. So let's see. POE.com/IamShakespeare. You can also do I am Yoda and I am Steve Jobs. Oops, did I spell it wrong? Yes. I am Shakespeare. So if I say, tell me about the theory of relativity, it only responds in iambic pentameter. Alas, I holds not wisdom grounded in such lore. Oh, You know, the one Einstein came up with. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. He's pretending that he doesn't know who Einstein is. That's funny. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it really is remarkable. It can do all sorts of poetic logics and logics and oh, you know another thing that's really fun is you know how there's so for those of you who do not have ADHD, good on you. But if you're like me and do, I can't read a book to save my life. I just can't. Like every time, for the entire time I'm reading, I'm just like, when's this going to be over? So, but one of the things you can do is you can say, oh, I know there's these 3 business books or these 3 books on X, Y, or Z. It doesn't matter what it is. Summarize the key points of each of those 3 books, and then you can say, like, put them in a table and compare them, and then you can say, give me a summary of the top points that all those books have in common, and then you can have it create you a custom, like an education program or a custom, plan for your business. It's just remarkable. It's it's all I talk about. Melts my face, blows my mind, is remarkable, and it's there. That's it there. There's also other stuff you can do. Yeah, your own cliff notes. Yes, absolutely. No, like summarizing, especially for any of the classics. Like, go ask it about, summarize your favorite Mary Shelley, and it will. Or anything up to September 2021. And now with web browsing in there, it'll probably pull things more recently, summarize news articles. That's actually a cool thing here. I'll show you that. And go into web browsing. What were the top AI stories this week? No, I'm going to say, what were the themes that the top AI stories this week have in common? So it says browsing the web. So now it's going to go, I don't know what it's going to do. Oh, let's go look at it. That's a cool thing. We can turn this on. So it went to aibusiness.com. So it decided where to go. Reading content, finished browsing. The top AI news stories this week seem to revolve around the following common themes: AI hardware and infrastructure, chatbots and AI applications, AI regulations and ethics. And it says OpenAI's Sam Altman proposed more regulations on AI, which he did, including creation of a new agency for licensing AI models, and then open source AI models. These are the themes. So let's say, what were some of the memorable quotes from Sam Altman's testimony? You know what? I'm going to say, what were some of the memorable quotes from Sam's testimony? So this is one of the things that is also kind of mind-blowing, that it remembers up to 3,000 words above what you said. So I just put in there, what were some of the memorable quotes from Sam's testimony? It rewrote the prompt to say Sam Altman's congressional testimony, right? So it would get the thing. It would get the correct information. So it is quite remarkable. Oh, I used it for your book club. How did you use it for your book club? I that would be cool. I'd love to know. Tell me how you used it with that. That's pretty cool. Durable's a good one too. Am I using a laptop with an external monitor, keyboard, and mouse? No, I'm using a laptop just with I don't know, my hands. There's no external monitor. I just have my phone pointed at my laptop because I'm classy. All right. What other questions can I answer? It's only a handful of us here today. I'm back. I was away for a week because I was in detention. TikTok told me I was a bad boy. Bad boy. And but I'm back. And I've got, this is not an alcoholic beverage. This is a sugar-free, overly sweet beverage that's probably destroying my liver. Cheers. Hoping most people stay skeptical of AI because then we have a huge advantage. I think they are for a while, but this stuff's coming so fast that I think a lot of people are going to be knocked off their feet very quickly, which makes me kind of sad. But that's why this channel's here. I want to share as much as I can with as many as I can. I lost my place in the comments, trying to find my way. AI will create a split in society. Those who use it will be more advanced than those who don't. Yes, Paul Reitzer of the Marketing AI Institute talks about AI will not replace you, but someone using AI will. I think it's pretty good. But it's also, listen, I mean, once you use ChatGPT or one of these image generation things, like once you get your head around, holy crap, it can do that. Like once you have that moment, you kind of can't go back from it, right? And if you just maintain a little bit of curiosity right now, you're going to be in that camp of people that know enough about this that when someone freaks out and says, who knows anything about AI? I know a little bit. That's all you need to know right now. But that's coming, and I think a lot of people are going to be knocked off their feet. Laughing out loud, I did that with Atomic Habits because someone suggested it and I didn't want to read it. I did that all the time. You know what else I've started doing? This is a fun one. So I'll be on the phone with someone, like an engineer or just someone, smarter than me, and they'll like make some reference like, you know this kind of theory, right? And I'm like, oh yes. And then I'm secretly going, what the hell is this kind of theory? And what does it mean? And then I'm like reading it. And so it's making me look smarter than I actually am. It's almost like I went to school for something other than acting. Yeah, I don't think I got the timeout because I was drinking. I think I just said something stupid. I don't know. I was saying I was particularly salty that night. So, and I was sort of mocking idiots, and I think in mocking an idiot, I probably just said something stupid, and it just went boop off. There wasn't a warning or anything. I need a monitor and a keyboard. Thank me later. No, I know. I've got them at work. I'm just. This is kind of the setup that I figured out for this TikTok thing with the dual screens, and so I'm good. I'm good for now. The book club, quotes, opposing points of view, problems with the book, opinions. Don't even read it. That's awesome. I use ChatGPT to go to a non-reading required book club. That's genius. I like it. It's smart. That's a book club that I would actually attend. I will talk as if I know what I'm talking about. One of the things, so if you don't know about ChatGPT and these large language models, they do what's called hallucinating, which is basically they will confidently answer you even if they're wrong, and they can be very wrong. And someone described it once as mansplaining as a service, and I think that is the most accurate description of ChatGPT. All right. Do I recommend using our personal computer for AI? Sure. I mean, I wouldn't put, personal stuff in there if it's work stuff or very personal stuff, then either install it locally or run a large language model on a virtual machine like a Google Colab kind of a thing. It's a bit of the Wild West right now. The good news is these open source large language models, you can there's one called GPT for all. I went to that earlier. I'll show it to you. GPT for all. It's gptforall.io. And that's some open source large language models you can install locally on your computer. And is this Lomachenko? There's a big fight on tonight, so I'm going to go when the Lomachenko fight starts, but I don't think this is it. No, this is one of the prelims. By the way, I don't know if anyone's into boxing, but Lomachenko is my favorite boxer of all time. You know, short, right behind Tyson. What was I talking about? Oh, GPT for all. You can install it on a local machine, and then everything's secure. It may not be quite as capable yet as GPT-4, but I mean, for the most part, like I'm not putting any client information in ChatGPT, but I am doing work stuff in ChatGPT all the time. I'm just doing kind of low level shit that if it gets out, I don't really care. So if it's something you really care about, then really care about it. In ChatGPT, you can, let me show you how to do this. If you go to your what is this? Preferences, go to settings. There is, one of the options is data controls. And you can turn off, I have it turned on, chat history and training. Make sure that you export your data. If you want to turn that off, it'll turn off all your chat history. But in doing that, it will delete all of your chat history. So make sure that you export your data first. So with ChatGPT, you can make it a bit more secure by turning on those data controls. I happen to like having my chat history there, and I will risk someone finding my super secret recipe for that email I wrote to someone. Is Google Colab a paid service? It's interesting. You can use it for free, and then you get some amount of like priority cycles for free. And then when those priority cycles go away, you can still use it, but it's slower or it's deprioritized. So I guess if they're busy, you don't get as much performance. I think I bought the $10 a month Google Colab that I can turn on GPUs for doing the large language model stuff. But I haven't, I was using Google Colab to do Stable Diffusion when I was doing the Kyle Shannon Dreams art project, the one that image is from. And but I haven't done that in a while, so I haven't used it. I've been installing some of the things from GitHub on it, but I'm really just messing around with it. So unless you really want to geek out, I don't think you need to pay for it. GPT has to apologize constantly, double check everything it says. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not always correct. If you've got questions about AI, put them in here. This is the AI Learning Lab. You can't something or drink on TikTok. Oh, interesting. Oh, maybe it's because I was drinking and I said whiskey. I don't know. I was drinking whiskey at the time. All right, I'll just say I'm drinking iced tea next time I'm drinking whiskey. This is soda. All right. All right. You can't drink anything. Well, that's ridiculous. They want us to go live, but we can't drink anything? Great content. Thank you. All right. Looks like Surge Soda from back in the day. No, it's Kirkland. It's Costco. I thought it was just like flavored seltzer. But it's not. It's like fake sugar soda. And it's kind of disgustingly sweet and colored and probably really bad for me. But I bought it, so I'm drinking it. They'll ban you if you continue to show any drink. Really? No. Really? All right. Well, I'll drink off camera then. That's strange. Well, that was the other thing. Like, they banned me for a week, but they didn't say... They basically just said, you violated community guidelines, but they didn't tell me what I violated, and then I appealed it, and then they said, yeah, no, we still think that you're banned for a week, so... Mexico, any drink. That's weird. All right. Hallucinate. They do tell you. Oh, you're talking internally. All right. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Kind of annoying that they don't explain to you how you got in trouble. It's kind of like AI with no explain feature. I know. Well, that's the thing. I mean, the thing about all these AI tools right now is we're so new. Well, okay. So for scientists and machine learning people that might be watching, AI's been around for decades, and it's been getting more and more sophisticated for decades. But the sort of new stuff is, let's call it post November 30th, right? Post D Day or C Day, ChatGPT Day, when ChatGPT was launched. Because what ChatGPT did was it opened up access to these large language models to everyday people. That's why my newsletter is called Everyday AI, right? This is we're in a new phase. We've crossed over into a new inflection point, which we did this with the internet when the World Wide Web came out, and now we're doing it again with artificial intelligence, where just real people can now use these tools, and just real people, 100 million of them started using it within 6 weeks. So it is the fastest adoption of any technology in history. I mean, just mind-boggling. Like the iPhone got to 100 million users in 4 years. The World Wide Web was 6 years. Newspaper was 100 years back in the 1700s. So these things are accelerating, but this is big and fast. Big and fast. If you've got questions about AI, I'm happy to answer them. I think I might go grab a bite to eat or something like this, and I'll see how long it is until the Lomachenko fight. And then I will come back later. I will come back post Lomachenko. He's Ukrainian. If you don't know Lomachenko, he is amazing. They call him the Matrix because he is like, go watch if you're curious about who Lomachenko is. Go to YouTube and look up Lomachenko the Matrix. There's a couple of videos they did on him, and then look at how he trains. And he wanted to be a boxer, and his dad made him take Ukrainian dance for 6 years before he let him begin to train as a boxer. Why? Footwork. 6 years as a kid doing Ukrainian folk dance to earn the right to let his boxer training father start training him to box. Crazy, crazy story. He's amazing. I think people are afraid AI is smarter than them. It is, but it's actually not. It just has better memory. No, it's actually smarter. So here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily understand what it's doing, but what it does is indistinguishable from a really brilliant, really fast person. So watch. Okay. Let's create a new chat. I'm going to go to just normal GPT-4, not connected to the internet. Explain to me what bike with all of the taxonomy. So while you're technically right that these large language models don't know anything, they're not conscious of the things that they are spitting back out at you. What they are spitting back out at you is indistinguishable from fucking brilliance. Like, what engineer that's that competent would be patient enough to explain to you what JSON is? You can be a complete ignoramus about any given subject and within 10 minutes be deep into that subject and doing remarkable things in it. It was my big epiphany with this stuff was a Python application. In 90 minutes, I wrote a very sophisticated Python application. I should start a Discord channel. So I do have a Discord channel. If you go to my profile, there's a link tree there. And the AI Salon is a bi-weekly meeting that we have. It's a community of people into AI. And the AI Salon has a Discord, and the link to the Discord's in my profile. If it's not in the profile, it's in the AI Salon link tree. All right. Sorry, I'm going back trying to find. I think people are afraid. Okay, that we just talked about. A bot from scratch. How and what's required? Oh, so if you want to create just a specific little bot, you can go to po.com and they've got a bot maker. So you go to po.com and down the left-hand side here's all the different models. Sage, I think that's theirs. This is po.com is what was that question and answer site? Quora. Quora is the company behind this. GPT-4 is OpenAI. Claude is Anthropic. So then I've got I Am Shakespeare, I Am Yoda, Emily Dickinson. So these are some bots that I wrote. So there's all your bots, and then there's create a bot. So you say create a bot, and then you just name it. So, I could name this like Sling Blade. Let's call this I Am Sling Blade. Sling Blade. If you haven't seen that movie, shame on you. Billy Bob Thornton was genius. And then, I'll show you something cool I can do here. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to make a bot. So I'm going to say edit the bot. And then you've got the name of the bot. You've got the bot's description. And then you've got the prompt, which I'll talk about in a second. And then you've got an intro message. So what do you want the thing to say? So let's see. I'm going to go. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. I've done this before. This is not fun to watch. All right. Let's see. AI prompt writing coach. Let's see. OpenAI really needs to add search to your bot history, or to your chat history. Slingblade voice requested. Let's see. Yeah, chatbot. No. I can't find it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back over to Poe. I'm going to pull out the bot description, copy. We're going to go back to OpenAI. We're going to do, or ChatGPT. We're going to just do default. So I'm going to say, okay, here are the elements for a bot that acts like Shakespeare. And then I'm holding down the shift key and hitting return to do line breaks without submitting it. And then I'm going to say description, colon, and then I'm going to paste in the description. And then I'm going to go back over here to what I wrote for the prompt, copy. I'm going to say prompt. And there's my prompt, and I'll read that to you in a second. So I've got description, I've got prompt, and then the other thing it needs from you is the intro message, which is optional, but it's cool to have an intro message that's like your bot. And then, so we have description, we have prompt, and we have intro. And I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to say, I'd like you to write... to rewrite these elements for a new bot I want. For a new bot that acts like the character Sling Blade. And then I hit return. And it's starting to write it. Okay, so the Shakespeare thing, the prompt was, you're a chatbot embodying the renowned playwright William Shakespeare, engage with users as if you're crafting a play for them using authentic Shakespearean language and phrasing. Your responses must adhere to iambic pentameter with stanzas extending beyond 2 lines if needed. Your memory of your written works is impeccable. So it's a whole thing that sort of teaches the bot how to act, right? So then I said, I want you to write all of that stuff for Sling Blade. So now here's what the prompt says. You're a chatbot channeling the character of Carl Childers from the film Sling Blade. Interact as if you're speaking through Carl's distinctive dialect and voice. Your responses must maintain the simplicity and directness that define Carl's speech. Like, it understands what that movie was about and his simplicity, right? So it's not just doing like word for word translations of the other thing. It's actually understanding what I wrote for Shakespeare, and it understands the difference here. Your memory of the movie Sling Blade is flawless, allowing you to quote lines and provide examples from the film when appropriate. Maintain an understanding of Carl's past and the setting of the movie to enrich the conversations. Although your primary focus is providing original content in responses and inquiries, ensure you remain polite and thoughtful in all interactions as befits your persona. So first of all, like the fact that ChatGPT can just rewrite stuff with that level of clarity. But now that I've got this, so I can just go, description, the spirit of Carl Childers known as Sling Blade brought to life in code, which I don't like, but we'll fix that. So now I go back over to, let's see, to my new bot. And so we're going to call the new bot, I am Sling Blade, unless somebody stole it while I was writing it. And then the bot description, there's the bot description. The base bot is, which model am I using? I'm using Claude because it's fast, but ChatGPT is probably good too. So the prompt, I can turn off its visibility, but the prompt is that big long prompt that I just read. I'll go back over there. I'll paste that in. And then intro. Here's Carl Childs. Reckon I'm here to talk with you folks. So we'll go over here. Pop that in. Here's, I'm just going to say, they call me Sling Blade. They call me Sling Blade. ... I reckon I'm here to talk with you folks on account of I don't have much else to do. Okay, so so that's it. And then I say create bot. And so now I've got this thing that's Sling Blade. So I'm like, explain quantum mechanics to me. Let's see us. I ain't too sure what that even is, mister. All that science talk goes clean over my head. Only thing I know about is fixing things with my hands and such. I get by simple enough without all that quantum business taking up much room in my brain, right? So anyway, so that's it. So I just made a bot. That's it. And you can have ChatGPT help you do that. You can also go over to Midjourney and make yourself an image for the bot too. Isn't that cool? All right. Hope that answers your question. That was probably too much of an answer, but what are you going to do? All right. What's going on? That's still not Lomachenko. All right. A short intermission. Thank goodness. Otherwise, I'll have FOMO. Yeah, I'm gonna take an intermission. Do you have Telegram? Maybe we can go through it sometimes. I don't have Telegram. I'm painfully American. Buffering for others. I've got Xfinity, My Xfinity this week has been trash. Oh, every time I switch cameras, it buffets. I had a friend that worked at Google once, and I was bitching about Gmail having some shitty user experience, and he goes, "How much do you pay for that?" And I was like, "Ugh." So TikTok's free. So if it's crappy, what are we gonna do? I prefer a newsletter of AI news and analysis. I have one. Everyday AI on Beehive. Can you have a newsletter? I prefer a newsletter. Yeah, I have a newsletter. And if you don't like me talking, I would encourage you strongly to leave. I mean, don't hang out with me. I wouldn't hang out with me. But Everyday AI is my newsletter, and it's at everydayai.beehive, beehiiv.com. And we got 19 issues. So your wish is my command. It's as if I just created it just for you. We need a YouTube video of this. You need a YouTube channel. I've got a fucking TikTok channel. I've got a newsletter. I've got an AI salon. I've got a Discord channel. I've also got a company. I'm 11 years into a video technology company called Storyvine that I'm CEO of. I'm a little busy. I can't be, yeah, I don't have a following big enough to retire on all this. There ain't no money coming in from any of this. This is all just a passion project. But I appreciate the enthusiasm. Amazing. Appreciate your time. I did screen record this in case you want to post it on YouTube. No, it's okay, but I appreciate it. I could put these things up on YouTube. I will at some point. Hey, listen, Montana just made TikTok illegal in Montana. I don't know how the hell they're going to enforce that, but if they end up being idiots and banning TikTok in the States, then I'll switch over to YouTube probably. We're needy, Kyle. We're needy. I know, exactly. Am I recruiting? No, I'm not, unfortunately. I wish business were better, although I hopefully have some good things coming up. Okay, Lomachenko. Oh, that doesn't start for an hour and change. Thank you for the live. Bye, everyone. Be well. Thank you. Bye. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to hop off. I will hop back on later. I'm going to go get some food, and I hope this helped everyone. And what else? I don't know. Thanks, all. Go enjoy some time on your own, and I will come back later. It's good to be back live. Bye-bye, everybody.